Okay, so I have two different strategies that I chose. They are both reading strategies, and I chose two different content areas. So for the first content area, I chose English for eighth grade, and I chose Say Something. And it is a very simple strategy to incorporate into your classroom, and it is a way for the students to start making predictions and asking questions and trying to comment or clarify any confusion or comment on their thoughts about the text that they're reading. And it is a way for them to slowly incorporate that into just them reading by themselves. But first, we're going to provide with the strategy. As the teacher, I would model it about how I would want to do it. So I would choose a shorter text, and every few sentences I would stop and I would make a prediction, and I would say, I predict that blah blah blah, or I wonder why he chose to do this, or stuff like that. And it is a way for the students to feel more comfortable for when they try it. And it is possible for them to do this as a independent process, and instead of talking with a partner or in groups about questions about the text, you can talk about, or you can write it down instead. It's a great strategy to use, especially for English, but really you could use this in any subject. It's just a reading strategy to help them analyze the text and ask questions and have a deeper comprehension about it, and a deeper meaning, and realizing that reading is not just a product, it's a process, and you can't just read the text and answer questions afterwards. As you go through, you have to think about these things, and not every student realizes that. So this is a good way to implement into the classroom, and it's great for ELLs to have, because usually the teacher will provide a piece of paper that has starters. So like, I wonder dot dot dot, and you fill in the rest of the sentence. And it's important to realize that this is a slow process, so you'll need lots of practice with it. And as you can tell, I have kind of a little picture of what it is. So I predict that, blah, 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 kind of stuff like that. The second one that I chose is Somebody Wanted But So. And again, this is for reading. It's a reading strategy, which is applicable to all content area. But I chose history because it's important. There's so many different people in history, and sometimes it gets confusing on what they wanted and how it affects them and what conflicts they have and how they got over them. So this is a great one. So you have the somebody column, and you choose who you want to talk about. And then you have the wanted, and what did they want? What did they want to achieve? What was their main goal? And then, but what got in their way? What is the conflict that stops them from gaining what they want? And so this so part is pretty important. Like, how did they come over, like, get around this obstacle, or how were they defeated in their attempts to reach their goal? And my example that I used the one from the picture that I provided. And like with Adolf Hitler, he wanted to control all of Europe, but the Allies fought against him. He killed himself when Germany was defeated. So, I mean, it is basically trying to give a summary sentence about that one person, and it's in an organized fashion that can help with lots of students with disabilities such as dyslexia and maybe even ADHD, kind of more of an organized fashion, so there's not notes everywhere or no notes at all, and they get confused on who they've learned or who wants what. And it also gives them a way to compare people from the same time period, and like Anne Frank and Adolf Hitler. I mean, Hitler was the leader of the Nazis and Anne was hiding from them. And so it's really just a great way to for students to learn. And eventually, both of these strategies, you would want the students to accomplish this on their own. They would be able to use this independently and on exams, and that's the main goal of these strategies. And I think that we are able to do that with and I think these are the best strategies to be used, and I hope you enjoyed my video. Thanks.